Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to The Hunter and the Beast. Before we get going here, I just want to say a quick thank you to commenter Cassin777 for pointing out that there is, in fact, carved obsidian at the Star Tower. Now, it's not super convenient, but it's a hell of a lot more convenient than going all the way up to Quintex. So we might grab that. We might be able to head down and get that. It would be pretty cool to take some gyrocopters into the final battle. I don't know. We'll see how things unfold. We have a lot of stuff going on all at once, and at some point we're going to have to actually, win this campaign. Alright, for right now, do we actually want to do this? Do we want to declare war on the vampire pirates, wipe them out, take the awakening, just so that we can get Ludwig von Hall, who is honestly maybe the least effective of the special heroes, leveled up all the way? Yeah, I kind of do. I'm curious what the powerful rewards that were offered here are, and also, look at him. Who could say no to that face? That's what happens if you say no to that face. So I guess let's go to the Awakening. There could be Skaven. Man, here's my biggest concern, is that we're going to run this army this way, and this army this way, and then the Skaven are going to show up in force right here, and we're going to have nobody able to deal with it. But for Von Hall, we do these things for the people we love. There's a lot of attrition damage that we have to worry about here. I'm wondering if let's start by doing this. We'll just move to the edge of our territory. Next turn we'll have enough movement to hit the blood swamps. My hope is, do we know how strong the vampires are right now? Where are you on the thing here? Okay, looking pretty weak. This probably represents one army, maybe one full army and another one in recruitment mode. My guess is that they're recruiting in the Awakening, right? That's where they're all built up. That's where all their recruitment structures probably are. So my plan here is to hit the blood swamps suddenly, then move up in ambush mode toward the Awakening. And hopefully they'll send an army down to reclaim the blood swamps when it looks like we've left it undefended. We can catch them in the field, massacre them, obviously, and then we can go to the Awakening and we can handle the garrison of the Awakening. I just don't know if we can handle that plus an army at the same time. Alright, and then Valmir Helborg is probably also trying some ambush mode shenanigans. I can't actually get into Spectazuma, and I can't get close enough to attack this army, so we'll just get kind of nearby. We'll put ourselves in a position to do the work next turn, and, as ever, go unseen as best we can. It really sucks when the enemy knows where you are. You know, you're just way less effective. Okay. On the subject of Gotrek and Felix, apparently, I went and looked this up. Gotrek and Felix are not supposed to be in the game yet, at least not for me. If you were able to get your hands on a physical copy of White Dwarf magazine, that has a code for them in it. The rest of us who didn't buy White Dwarf to support Games Workshop are supposed to be getting Gotrek and Felix in October, I think. So they shouldn't even have shown up on the map. They are not actually available in my game yet. So, weird bug. This is not a bug. This is what this is supposed to sound like. Dark Elf armies just scream constantly. I have no idea why that is the decision that that Creative Assembly made, but it certainly gives them character. So, do we actually want to push up? My whole plan was to save the Exiles of Nahak, and we now know that that is not possible. Do we want to push up and actually get in a fight here? They have 11 units, plus 5 units, plus 7 in the garrison. I think I'm just going to fall back. I don't think I actually want to be up here. Do we fall back to Sulphurets and try to support it while it develops walls? Or do we just... I mean, if we lose settlements, we lose a claim. So yeah, that's the plan. We run back to Sulphurets to make it look less attackable. Hopefully we'll be able to do the upgrades we need here. Oh, we're just a tiny bit of gold short. We have way more population than we need. We're just missing a very, very small amount of gold. That's actually super annoying. If If only we'd been able to get into a fight this turn. Well, I think I might just bank my money then. Because I don't know that we... Oh, we should upgrade Spectazuma. Yeah, that should definitely happen. Because that way we can upgrade the gem mine again. Okay. Now we're done. This getting into a war with the pirates might not be super wise. And honestly, if the Dark Elves push in a concerted way from the north, there's nothing we're going to be able to do to stop them. The good news is all of the other major factions in the world just declared war on them. That means that the Dark Elves are doing well on the little mini game that those factions are playing. They've hit the last stage of it. Even if they were to win that thing and get their own personal victory, it doesn't end our game because we're not participating in that struggle. But that is what happens when you get to the last stage of it. Everybody else who's involved in the game declares permanent war on you. So hopefully that will do something. I mean, none of those people are in a position to actually attack the Dark Elves, so probably it will have no effect. Okay, Spectazuma has got his stack up to full size, but it's a Skaven rebel army, so I believe it's just going to be pretty weak. Let's run over here and have at these dudes. We should make some decent money. And you can see they've really leashed a lot of the malcontents. Oh my god. Yeah, it's just entirely clan rats.
All or nothing.
What a terrible force. Alright, we have slaughtered their lord. Apparently some parts of their army escaped the battle. Let's just go ahead and put them away. Wow, we got a lot of functionally identical followers from that. Oh, I can't... They ran away so far that we can't chase them because of the stupid jungle. Ah, well. Good enough. We've certainly stopped them from being a threat to Spectazuma. Not that they were ever a significant threat, obviously. Alright, if we're talking about preparing for the final battle, what do we still need before we get into the final battle? Well, I would like 7% more move speed. That does seem pretty okay.
We always had the upper hand.
But the rest of this army will not be participating in that final thing. Flamestorm is fine. It's a lot like the Purple Sun in that it's a big area thing that just kind of wanders around randomly. I'm not super wild about it because I like casting the Burning Head so much. And I feel like they fill pretty similar purposes. But Piercing Bolts of Burning can be pretty useful. And then we definitely want to take this upgrade. Yeah, man, I really hope the Dark Elves just... They find themselves busy with something else. I don't know what it could possibly be. It would basically just have to be the elves from Ulthuan attacking them. That's the only thing that could keep us safe. I'm going to sit out here in ambush mode in the hopes that they will fall into a dumb trap. There have to be some like Wile E. Coyote shit going on here, because otherwise I don't know how we're going to kill any of them. And over here, she has now literally every skill point that makes her better at fighting. She is as good as she will ever be at combat. And yeah, we should max out regrowth. I still like Fist of Stone. It's just not good enough. Alright, let's move in. We're not actually going to declare war until we can see the Blood Swamp, because it's possible there's a full army in there and that I might want to derail my plan. Nope, plan remains solid.
Kill to protect. Do your worst. They are vanquished. Marcus Wolfhart.
Alright, hostility increased. We are now at 97 acclaim.
Sink or swim.
There's not a ton of skill points left on this guy that are useful either. Again, like missile resistance is kind of whatever. Charge bonus is pretty bad. I mean, his melee stats, honestly, they're not that horrible, but we would never use him that way. Run speed. Get into a position to shoot people more quickly. That's still useful.
Always get found out in the end.
Okay, he's got most of his good stuff too. I mean, this is a good length for a campaign, right? We're coming up on the point where our characters don't really advance in strength anymore. Honestly, I'm just gonna build defensive structures. Our goal at this point is just going to be to hold on to these territories as long as we can. Getting a hold of this is going to be such a pain. We might not try to finish everybody's quests. I'm thinking maybe we need to pull Van Hal. Just in case he actually has to be... wait, this is the wrong army. Just in case he actually does have to be part of that army in order to have his final effect on, his effect on the final battle. Maybe we should pull him out now. Do we have any other hero types that we could... We could probably recruit something somewhere. Where do we have good recruitment structures? So here in Hexawaddle, this just gives you access to those guys. We do have the ability to recruit other witch hunters, not here, but somewhere. And we just never built the Shrine of Sigmar, which gives you access to the warrior priest. Maybe we should have. It certainly helps you counter corruption. I don't feel that we've needed it. But we can also just grab something else out of the pool, right? We have plenty of cool units available in the pools. Yeah, we could just replace him with some Tattersouls if we want to keep... I don't think we need another siege unit in this army. Nor do we need... Even good archers are still pretty weak. Yeah, sure. Let's get these Tattersouls in here. That's how we'll handle that. And Van Hal is going to run to be reunited with his lord.
Ready?
Okay, just making sure that I didn't leave him with any movement left on his orders. Because otherwise, if they have any amount of movement that you've assigned them beyond this turn's movement, they won't ask for orders on future turns. They'll just execute that tiny amount of move instead, and it's very annoying. So let's see if the vampires... my guess is that even if there is an army in the Awakening, it would not march on Blood Swamps right now. They'd be too afraid to fight my full army. But we'll try that ambush maneuver and see if that can draw them forward. A vampire army is extremely easy to kill in an ambush. Or a vampire pirate army, specifically, is extremely easy to kill in an ambush because they just do not melee very well. Yes, I accept your peace treaty, guy who I've never heard of before. Look here, Fellheart. I mean, that's a good Dark Elf name, I'll give him that. And Pestilence's turn is taking an awfully long time, which makes me nervous, but they didn't do anything that we could see. Apparently all of the pirate factions are having kind of a hard time. They have a tendency, I'm noticing, to get in over their head. The only ones who have survived are the ones that we are now fighting because they knew when to take a peace treaty. Or they knew when to offer a peace treaty, rather. Still lots of pirate armies running around that we hopefully will never have to interact with. Is that rebel army... Did they attack my city? Hold on a second. Sure. Festag, whatever. Everybody get drunk, on me. I don't remember if we have helped out Nordland. I don't think we've ever had an option to help Reichland. I'm gonna do this because I don't think it has any effect on us.
Fearless.
Alright, so let's creep forward here a little bit. We'll stay on our side of the line. Oh, never mind. There's nobody in the Awakening. Okay, well then we'll just go take that right now.
Seek, destroy.
And we are definitely just going straight for it. We should be able to handle this. So, units that they have that we haven't seen before, they have some deck gunners here, which are very long-range snipery type units. These will potentially be a problem. They have a Necrofex Colossus, which is awesome, but not super good in sieges. They have some guys on Crabback with shotguns, which is every bit as cool as it sounds like. And they have one unit of mortars, which is probably the only thing that actually poses a threat to us. The deck gunners will be able to shoot at us. We'll have to position ourselves carefully, but we should be able to beat them pretty handily with our huntsmen. It might not actually work like this. This might be just me assuming game mechanics from the way it appears cosmetically. but I think arrow units are better at shooting people who are on walls than direct fire units are, because when you watch direct fire units shoot at guys who are up on a wall, a lot of their shots hit the wall. There's a lot of like crenellations and stuff, but the arrows go up and come down right on top of the guys. So I think the huntsmen should be pretty good at eliminating their gunners on the wall. Hopefully. Which side do we want to start on? Does it matter very much? They have towers all the way to the edge on both sides, so there's a little bit more of a dead zone over here. This is probably the right side then. Okay, so how do we want to do this? We want to get inside the angle of the tower, right? I do not want to be taking fire for the entirety of the battle. So I know this is a pretty tired strategy at this point, but it keeps working, you know? Alright, all you guys just kind of over here. So now the actual move up. I'm gonna, for right now, I'm just gonna grab everybody and tell them to do this. And then let's wait until the tower is actually owned. Okay, so now we can see what the firing angle of the tower is, and we can plan around that. I can't move my camera outside of the border of the area. Okay. Probably have to get even a little bit closer, like here. Yeah, we're all cleared there. Then the huntsman... We'll fix it. We'll get him over there, and then we'll fix it afterward. Let's let the people with shields be up front most. The halberdiers can get behind them. All of the heroes just kind of end up over here. We gotta be extra careful with Pegasus Man, because he is way more shootable than he used to be. They've got bombers up on that wall, which is fine, I think. And we're gonna take some damage running in, but we have our life wizard. He'll get it sorted. Oh, and the steam tank. The steam tank needs to move. I didn't give the steam tank like very explicit orders there. Also, I really appreciate that our arrow guys can fire while moving. It does give us a little bit of a head start in situations like this. Oh, the War Wagon mortars can fire while moving, too. I don't know that I had actually realized that. It doesn't matter a huge amount, but it's cool. Alright, unfortunately, our damage spells are not going to work up on the wall. But what we can do is throw out some physical resistance for the people who have to stand in a position where the gunners can gun them, or the bombers can bomb them, rather. Okay, you guys should maybe form up a little bit more. Get into a place where you can't be shot by that tower. Okay, hey dudes, I need you to like focus up here. Can we please get rid of them? Alright, we're mostly doing a pretty good job of staying outside of the tower firing area. Okay, there we go. Oh, you know what we could be doing? We could be increasing accuracy and reload skill here. Get this done in less time and fewer arrows. More healing. Okay. So now those guys are gonna fall apart in a second here. Oh, hold on a second. We have archers doing stuff that they should not be doing because I did not give them an explicit don't run into suicide mode order. So where's that mortar? It seems like we're not getting shot by mortars. Jeez, this city is actually huge. They've left their mortar all the way in the center of the... Boy, That's wrong. That's a bad play. Alright, guys, just get out of tower area. Keep the heals flowing. There's still a couple of these guys left alive, but they are crumbling. Very slowly crumbling. A little surprised to see that none of our archers are shooting at them anymore. I mean, I guess we don't need to. In the long run, it's for the best. Save your arrows, but it's weird. Okay, so now that we've taken proper control here, we need to do a couple of things. Number one, we need to kill as many of their handgun units as possible. Make sure the mortars are in guard mode. One of you shoot there, the other one shoot here. Okay, that should be pretty fast. Okay, guard mode. Apparently not actually terribly meaningful to these guys. It means don't move. Stand still and fire. Unfortunately, there's just no way to give the order to not move at all under any circumstances. If a unit in guard mode is given an attack order, they will try to move to carry out the attack order, even if they shouldn't have to. And you can't always tell where the AI thinks that that they don't have a line of sight, because they are really bad at figuring it out. Hey, check out this Necrofex Colossus. This thing is not going to get a chance to do anything cool against us, but it's made out of... It's a zombie giant made out of pirate ships and crab parts. This is one of the coolest things I've ever seen in this game. It's a shame that we are going to embarrass it so thoroughly. Where am I... Yeah, let me move my rockets back a little bit. Let's put them, like, here. And move you guys a little bit forward so that you're not blocking them so much. I'm going to try to get an angle such that they can actually do some damage. At some point, we're going to have to get up here on this wall. Obviously, I'm not, like, eager to do it. We're gonna take our time here, make sure that we don't lose too many bodies to this this arguably superior force, because we're probably gonna have to fight. The fact that there was no army in the Awakening means that somewhere out there they have a full army that we're gonna have to fight probably pretty soon after this. Just trying to make sure that we're not getting ourselves too weak to pull that off. Okay, there we go. They feel like firing now. I'm not sure what they're shooting at. Yeah, what is that? What is that rocket battery trying to do? I can't actually tell. Also, at some point we're gonna accidentally open the gate with explosions. Explosions are like nature's lockpick. I think that's fine though. I don't think it actually hurts us to open the gate. In a lot of situations, we wouldn't want to engage in melee too early, but I think we have better melee than these guys do. It kind of feels like the Hellstorm rocket battery is trying to destroy the tower, which is asinine, but it's working. You know, some people will tell you, if something is stupid, but it works, then it wasn't stupid. I don't agree with that. Sometimes stupid things work. Don't be so results-oriented. But this tower being destroyed actually does help us quite a bit, I think. First of all, in terms of landing artillery on top of these depth guard. See? But secondly, in terms of, like, now we have this big area over here where we can properly set up our units. Like, I could do this now. We can pull the rocket battery back a little bit and set them up in at an angle where they are more likely to be able to actually harm the enemy infantry. I made absolutely no attempt to use our heroes at all here. Should probably be doing something with them. Alright, but now the archers can start working on the guns. Should probably just control group these guys so that I can give them orders quickly. One thing I would actually love is if we could get them to burn down the Necrofex Colossus from this side of the wall. Actually, we should try to move up and make that more doable. I guess I am putting them in shooting range, aren't I? Because it might not come as a huge surprise to you that the Necrofex Colossus is actually very deadly and terrifying. I'm going to let them finish the thing they're doing here, because it's useful. Was Depth Guard are one of the few things in this army that I'm actually worried about. Okay. Guard mode, though. Don't pursue. Just shoot. Jesus, arrows with anti-large are really ridiculously powerful. The crew has bailed out of it as it falls, like that guy on F Troop. How's the gate doing? Gate's almost open. We could just ram the gate with the mortar wagons. I know that works. We tried that before. You know what? Honestly, if we're going to open the gate, we probably open it with the siege tank. Also, let's get some heals going. No reason for these guys to be that low. You can see our wizard has miscast a couple of times. I've been overcasting stuff. Moved him into the area of the Earthblood. Oh, it's not affecting him. I guess you have to be in the area when it's originally cast. But as long as they're going to just keep running fresh dudes up onto the wall for me to shoot with arrows, I don't really see a lot of reason to push forward, right? Let's just hang out and let them give me the win. Depth Guard are great units, but they're not really good at getting shot at. The thing that keeps them alive is their ability to regenerate health constantly while meleeing people. They're not actually tough enough to just withstand fire. So are these guys crumbling or not? Because they don't seem to actually be dying. Why don't you two move over slightly? Just get out of their area. All right, I think it's probably time to knock. Sorry, don't try to shoot the gate. Get over there and melee the gate open. So I want to put some of these units to greater use, you know. Apparently, it's weird. The Hellstorm rocket batteries don't feel like they have a shot on these dudes on top of the wall. Can you shoot at those guys? I can't tell if they're moving to move forward or if they're just reorienting. Oh, they seem to just be reorienting. There we go. Okay, not great shooting. Mostly just hitting buildings in the town square. Still, I bet it's scary. I bet it's unpleasant to be on the other side of that. Kind of curious if they'll run down now. Oh, looks like no. Alright, let's get our... I would love it if we could get rid of these dudes. Can we please just actually kill them? Because as soon as these guys are down, we can take up positions in front of the gate in perfect safety. The steam tank will just sit in the middle of the thing here. Okay, archers, do not run inside. That is not what I meant. Do I need to have my paladin climb the wall? I'm considering it. He probably shouldn't. That's not a good way to use his abilities. And he'll get up there and he'll be all exhausted. And can she do her magic arrows thing on top of the wall? She can. Yeah, let's just do that. Let's give him a little bit of that. Okay, this is magical damage. So yeah, their sirens, their ghostly units, are very weak. They're just almost immune to physical damage. Even a little bit of magic is often enough to completely annihilate that unit. Alright, melee troops, get over here. It's time to do the thing. Y'all have gotten to sit around and speculate about what combat might be like for too long. Time to answer some of these questions. They're so messed up already. The AI is really bad at the walls part of the siege. Oh wait, sorry. Not melee mode. You can just shoot them with your big gun. Oh, we've gotten close enough that they feel the mortars are a reasonable move. Also, we have a tremendous amount of stuff going on all of a sudden. Let's cast a spell or two here. Seems like this might be a good time for some great big dwellers below to join the combat. Paladin, you need to get in here and charge those guys. Halberds, get in here and charge those guys. And, I don't know, everybody else, just kind of get inside and we'll figure it out later. I'm not going to have the huntsman run in just yet. Oh, he should definitely run in, because he's not getting to shoot anybody right now. The huntsman can do this thing. Alright, come forth, my tree brethren, and, like, wiggle at them. And it's basically all they do, right? That's really working. Also, a lot of the mortar shots are just hitting them, which is kind of embarrassing. Cast a heal real quick. As soon as we burn these guys down, we're going to be sending people through at those mortars. I'm not sure that the Hellstorm rocket battery is accomplishing anything at all. It seems to mostly be shooting trees and buildings. You know, they're just enjoying themselves. That's really all it's about at this point for them. Missile resistance down on you guys. Get him! Oh god. Yeah, that's terrible. My computer is actually chugging a little bit because of the number of projectiles it is drawing right now. That's pretty okay. Alright, so we have people desperately trying to chop through. One thing I'll say about rotting Prometheans, these big crabback dudes, is they are tough. They can really withstand some punishment. Just keep the heals coming. Should probably take it easy on the spellcasting for a minute here, let the bar drain into the orb a little bit. But once the Prometheans are done, they really don't have that much left to prevent me from just charging the town square. They do have their snipery guys set up down there. That's probably their whole play. Is what if we just shot them as they tried to run down the street? And to be perfectly honest with you, that's an idea. That's a real idea. You can actually do that strategy. I'm wondering if we can get our Hellstorm rocket batteries in a place where they'll be able to shoot the mortars. Because they have, like, pretty considerable range. They're some of the longest ranged artillery. We're almost out of arrows. Oh, their whole army crumbled. Never mind. Battle over. My plan, by the way, as far as dealing with the deck gunners, was absolutely going to be just the spearmen run at them with shields raised, and we hope it works out. The only person in the battle who really took any damage was my wizard, because he cast the spells so hard that all of his blood was just shooting out of every part of him. I get it, like, they just have a generic system for showing this unit is damaged on the model. and they get bloodier, but it is a little silly. It feels like when your units take damage from overcasting, it should be like they should look burned or something. It looks like they've really singed their beard quite badly. But that was fun. Sieges get a little bit samey in Warhammer, but I do think the core experience of it was fun. If I was playing like months and months of Warhammer at a time, I'm sure I'd get tired of it. But since I'm only playing a campaign every now and then, I have... Ooh, wow, look at all the money. I mean, let's just occupy it, because now we gotta live here, right?
The taming of this wild continent has not been without repercussion.
Boy, you can say that again.
Now the jungle sends its final challenger. Ready yourself, Hunts Marshal. Are you the hunter or the prey?
You know, it changes from day to day. Alright, Herdvig's predicament. Following your offensive against the Awakening, Herdvig unexpectedly vanishes from the expedition. After 2 days of searching, you find him in the cellar crypt of a large mansion in the old town, sitting in silence and staring at the decapitated corpse of a vampire with a stake through its chest. Beside him lies a severed head with flaming red hair. As you approach, the witch hunter seems unreactive to your presence, but then speaks as if in a trance, stating that he has finally achieved what he came to Lustria to do. Herdvig von Hall has now reached a crossroads in his life. He can either finally embrace his bloodline's calling, or continue being the doctor he always intended to be. What advice will you give him? So if we tell him to accept his bloodline, he gets some new abilities, he gets a ton of melee, like 10% extra ward save is really good, that seems pretty powerful. Or he can gain the ability to patch up all of our dudes, casualty replenishment rate up. That's a lot better when you're still in the campaign part of the campaign, since at this point the only major thing he has left to do is participate in one large battle. I think we're gonna tell him he should go forth and hunt. Look how good he is. Okay, quest issued. Win the following battle with Marcus Wolfhart's army. You will get 15,000 gold, and then also you will have won the game, so you don't need that gold. The imperial ambitions of holding sway over the bountiful continent of Lustria and beyond has all but been achieved, the mandate close to fulfillment. Only one last challenge remains. The spirit of the jungle, now known to be a monstrous reptilian behemoth of flesh and blood, still roams the land. It is time to take him down. Only then will the colonies be safe. So Nakai the Wanderer with some skinks, some Razor Dawn hunting packs. I don't actually know what a Razor Dawn is. This must be a newish unit. Cold Ones, a Dread Saurian, a Sacred Croxagore. So yeah, just sort of an army that's not very impressive, but I'm expecting there will be a lot of reinforcements, like multiple waves of them. We can teleport to the battle at any time, as long as Marcus is not inside a settlement and is in neutral stance. So we could just go for this at any moment, but there are a couple of things we'd like to clean up, right? Yep, Herdvig has gotten his buff. Following the slaying of Alistair the Red, Van Hall successfully moved on from his past and has become an invaluable aid to the expedition. As a token of your gratitude, you managed to pull a few strings with a specialist firearms workshop in Nuln to have a custom-crafted pistol sent over, a weapon truly befitting a witch hunter of the Van Hall bloodline. Stalker. Ooh, that's a good weapon. Okay, let's, first of all, it just gave that to me. It didn't actually equip it on him, so let's make sure he gets that.
Show me the accused.
Yeah, right now he has a shrieking blade that's not totally appropriate. A useful thing, easily concealed, and with a power that surprises whoever sees it in action. Okay, this item is only available to this character. Also, he should probably have some, like, stuff. Do we want regeneration or physical resistance up? Let's take the regen, I guess. And then, yeah, sure, a potion of toughness. And also some other stuff. Campaign movement range up, sure, seems good. Also, campaign movement range up seems good. Those are the two things that really jump out to me there. So I want Van Hall to be in Marcus's army when we go for the final thing.
Born to hunt.
That's what we're waiting for here. These guys have decided that life is too difficult. Alright, problem solved. And I think we're just not going to bother to get Marcus's bow. It's too out of the way to, at this point, raid a lizardman territory, considering, like, this is the only one left on this continent. We could have him sail across the ocean, and, like, yeah, there's tons of lizardmen over here, but that's going to take a long time, and I'm just not going to bother. I think what we are going to bother with is going to the Poxmarsh, right? That's the next thing for... yeah. We'll do that. We'll get a dilemma. We'll choose a powerful reward.
Drakenberg's vengeance.
So next turn we'll be able to move out here. Okay, hey, cool. They gave us a Shrine of Sigmar. We converted whatever their worship building was into a shrine. And then we also already have a coaching inn. So, this settlement actually should come under control pretty quickly. We probably don't even need that. And then what about up here? Are we... They got in the water over here, which makes me think they're probably headed to Grey Rock, or maybe even to Sildra Tor again. Do we need to move? Yeah, we might just not be able to hold on to Sulphurites. Honestly, yeah, progress in the Emperor's Mandate will no longer be lost. That's kind of what I thought. There's no reason for us to care about our northern territory anymore, except insofar as we need to still be solvent. So, screw Sulphurites. I'm out of here. I don't need this. So basically, all we're waiting on now is for Van Hal to actually run the distance he needs to run to get to us. Floating Pyramid gets a wall. And then... financial buildings. Okay. So yeah, we're waiting for Van Hal, and while Van Hal is running, we're gonna visit the Poxmarsh. We'll go and try to get a hold of some carved obsidian. We'll just see what missions we can do during the time we have left, and we'll probably just kick a random unit of spears out of. Oh, that's right. I was gonna unite the two armies and trade over a bunch of the melee, so that Marcus is actually operating with a powerful, a fully upgraded stack. Well, I guess that'll be the plan then. We can have, what's his name? We can have not Marcus run over to Marcus, while Marcus takes us to the Poxmarsh and then goes down to the Star Tower. We'll see how much we can upgrade the remaining heroes in the time that we have left. This has been a really fun campaign, though. I've really enjoyed this. It had a nice open design. It wasn't like super obvious what the correct play was at every point, which is a problem that particularly some of the Warhammer 1 campaigns, I feel it's just like, well, obviously then next we should go here, and then next we should go there. It was actually difficult and dangerous. I thought there was a real chance that we were screwed a couple of times. I mean, hell, we did have to restart once, didn't we? And archers are just fun to use. Okay, the Dark Elf, or the High Elves are all glomming together. So the Poxmarsh is not very far away. We'll just dip a foot in over here. After a few nights discreetly camping out in Poxmarsh, your lookouts spot a galleon approach and drop off what appears to be a small rowboat filled with about a dozen men or so. As they reach the beach, your forces immediately unleash a hail of arrows, killing all but one of them. We are pretty good at that. The lone survivor rolls around on the sand in agony, an arrow buried in his knee. Ha ha. Roderick treks out toward the would-be assassin with his sword drawn, and you follow. Do we take no action, let Roderick do what he do, and get plus 20% weapon strength? Wow. Also, all these enemy leadership penalties that we're stacking up are probably gonna matter quite a bit in this final battle. Or do we stop him and teach him to be merciful? Well, I hate to say it, but mercy at this point doesn't really seem to be very good. Like, this would be a cool thing to have, 50 turns ago or something. This is the one we want for battle. The past has an unpleasant habit of coming back to bite one. In all fairness, and to truly feel the humility and solemnity such occasions require, the one who passes judgment should also swing the axe. I agree with that, broadly. Also, apparently Roderick is now wolf-hearted. Hardened by his years of bitter, bloody experience, Roderick was becoming a loner. Now he's found a new pack with which to run. So he's become unbreakable, he will never lose morale, and he's gained Shatter, causes severe damage to combatants. Okay, it's a breath-type attack. He hits the ground with such force that anyone nearby is shaken to their very core. This is the power of the Rune Fang. Okay, what's next for our buddy Roderick? Oh, he's capped. Whatever the last thing was that we were supposed to do, it was already done when we hit that. So actually, we're doing really well on these. All that's really left is to get the carved obsidian. Here's a question. Do I bother to finish off the vampirates? Well, I guess we should at least take that one, because that's the last remaining settlement in the province.
Do your worst.
Let's unite our province and have us a festag, and, you know, the whole thing.
Them down.
We'll do it up proper.
The Emperor claims this place.
Alright, I am increasing my hostility. I should maybe be a little bit careful with that, because I don't really want to deal with that, that Lizardman army again. Alright, you also build me a garrison. And we are still leveling up. Don't you people know that you don't have any useful skill points to gain anymore? I don't know, training. Right? There's nothing else that could possibly affect combat at all.
Time will tell on this one.
He could get more run speed. I feel like we really have not made very much use of Yorick. We've gotten a lot of value out of his passive buffs and stuff. He's helping all of the other units in the army be good, but he hasn't really gotten to shoot people very much. Nussbacher gets a level, and that level is going into probably this. Let's just cap this spell out. I don't know that we'll ever see him fight.
By Sigma, moving out.
You guys can just hang out in Sildrator, I suppose.
They will be judged. March on the witches.
Von Hall can run for here, and
Untamed lands.
I mean, what do we have in the pool? Could we just hire... No, we don't have any melee in the pool right now. It might be better to just get a new set of supplies, take melee as our supply of choice, and then hire those guys in. Well, they don't hire in at level 9, though. These guys are level 9. Yeah, alright, we should go over there and hand them off. Which means that maybe it's the case that Von Hall should just still be in this army? I don't know, we're moving a little bit slower than he is. He'll get there a little bit faster. It doesn't matter, though. It doesn't matter if he gets there faster. And what do we want for you guys? I guess melee defense up? Missile resistance for the steam tank's not super relevant. That doesn't really do anything because we won't be using those units at all. Yeah, alright. I think this is the thing that matters most of the remaining technologies. I don't care about any of this. Yeah, we're not really doing upgrades or even managing the rest of our territory anymore at this point. Hopefully whatever Grim needs after the obsidian is easy to get. So we're going to be reforming Marcus's army pretty significantly here if we can get our gyrocopters and get Von Hall back in. When we put Von Hall in, we're going to lose a unit of actual fighters, but Von Hall's final battle effect is that he summons reinforcements, so hopefully we'll actually end up gaining melee. Boy, the Dark Elves sure do look powerful, don't they? Like, look at how red those balance of power bars are. Our entire northern area is going to get crushed. Oh, Marathi. That's the lord, the legendary lord of that faction of Dark Elves. That means they're taking us seriously. That's a shame. I don't really want them to do that. The good news is she'll probably sit there and build siege equipment for a nice long time. Oh, here comes a bunch of Skaven. I mean, you don't actually have to care about any of this, though, right? We can no longer lose a claim. I think all we're really doing is just running these armies together. We can let the rest of Lustria close up behind us. And we've built enough defensive structures that the enemies they'll sit at our settlements for a long time, building up siege towers. And shouldn't be a problem, I hope. And we'd have to lose a lot of economic buildings for it to be a problem. Yep, war fervor, all about war fervor. Lots of people are doing stuff that doesn't matter to us. Okay, the fastest way to get where we're going is definitely by sea. Let's do this. May as well get whatever the shipwreck is. Do you see the effect of all of those movement speed buffs that we've been stacking? God, movement speed is the best stat in the game by such a huge margin. We probably don't actually need to defeat a foe in battle, but we will.
For the Empire.
Let's get paid. Also, his deeds are legend. Okay, that's fine. Income from all buildings plus 10% in all regions is actually pretty cool. And a charcoal burner. No actual straight-up money, though, which is a shame.
Loyal or not, they'd better fight.
So leadership no longer matters to him because he's unbreakable. We're taking charge bonus.
The scouts shall never fall on France's authority. Set sail.
Alright, we'll be able to make the Star Tower in very short order.
Seek out the heretics.
I wanted to just run through... Okay, they recommend using this pass over here.
Sir.
Do I even want to try to defend any of this? Like, how much do I care? Oh, well, we can kill this army trivially on our way through. So what we're going to do here is a standard ambush maneuver. Obviously, they won't run into our ambush, but I want them to not realize that I'm here so that I can murk them while they're standing at the gates.
Ambush positions.
One last huge embarrassment for the Skaven on our way out of the campaign. Okay, and then we got to figure out what we want to do about the north. So because Grey Rock Point is being sieged, we don't have access to any of our trade, which is a problem. Huh, that's weird. Why would she even do this if the... Oh, hold on. Yeah, if the bar is in this... Hold on. Are you in March mode right now? Don't be in March mode. Okay, now do it. Yeah, that's wild. I can't imagine why she would attack. And look at that. The AI ran it exactly the way I would. Use the settlement garrison as fodder to avoid your good troops getting damaged. Alright, so we killed Marathi easily with our under-leveled warrior priest. And now we're going to go liberate the capital. Yeah, she really just, like... I wonder if the idea is that the AI issued the order when the army was back here, and they pretended not to know that they're playing fair, basically. She issued the attack order from too far away to realize that there was a big army inside Sildrator, or something like that. We really don't want to bother with this. I totally am going to cap out our hostility again. I'll just tell you right now, so you're not sticking around for it, although you probably have looked at the length of the video at this point and concluded that it is impossible. I'm not going to fight the final battle in this episode. We're going to continue doing prep work here, and next episode can be the big climactic battle. So if that's all you're waiting for, we'll see you next time. Feel free to skip ahead to the next part of the playlist. But we still have... I'm curious what happens when we get our hands on that carved obsidian. It is probably going to be... We're going to have to take over the settlement, then we're going to have to build the carved obsidian building, because I'm sure the Skaven haven't bothered to build it. I'm assuming that is a Skaven territory and not just sitting there empty. What kind of army is this? This is just 19 units of shades. I mean, sure. Oops, I misclicked. I swear I was trying to click the auto-resolve button, and I just... I missed the button by that much. We'll auto-concede the battle. Sorry, not auto. We will manually concede the battle. It's kind of the opposite of auto-conceding, actually. But we will drop out of this real fast. I mean, she's got us. My garrison has no chance to stand against this army of 1,600 shades. Or basically, I think it's just Dark Elves literally a sword and a hand crossbow, but numerous. Okay, concede defeat. Yeah. Sorry for wasting everybody's time there. Well, it seems like some of my guys managed to at least flee into the countryside. Yeah, the entire north is going to collapse. Man, we got to 100 acclaim not a moment too soon. If I had just been a couple of turns slower on this, we would have started losing acclaim now for losing territory, and the game would have been the end of this game would have been a very different thing. I think Dark Elf units shout pretty much constantly while you're actually in combat with them as well, so I'm glad not to have to sit through it. Also, how did Stig's Sunscryer take no damage? He killed 8 of the elves and then just vanished into the night, I guess? I don't know how he pulled that off. And they don't even want to live there. They just burned it to the ground. Well, I appreciate their commitment to being really horrible. Ikit Claw is going to press himself right up against the settlement, and then... Oh, interesting. Skrulk is, like, coming to support him instead of fighting over here. I can't say that I think that's a good idea. They should be doing a multi-pronged attack, but the AI does not understand the idea of multiple prongs. Here's the problem. I got a pretty old processor, and you really need, like, 1 thread per prong. The computer's doing a lot of other stuff. It's a very complicated game. Really, what it is a microprocessor design issue. Okay, the Omens are ill, something, something. Sure, tribute. I would like to not have any rebellions right now. Rebellions would be really inconvenient, so... Really, can we not... There's a beach right there. Why don't we just use the beach to get up? Yes, do keep your eye out for sea monsters. He's right on that. Yeah, just get up on the beach over here. I'm sure the corruption here is terrible. No, apparently not. Apparently we're fine. Okay, well, we'll deal with that soon enough. Von Hall needs to just be running this away.
What does the Emperor bid?
This is the easiest battle ever. They'll probably even just run away, yeah.
Time to fight!
His army is so bad. Can you really can't get to him? Oh, that sucks. Okay, well, between the 2 armies, they don't even have 1 stack worth of good units, so I guess I'll just go back. Oh, wait, what am I doing? How am I going to hand the units off if I'm doing this nonsense? I guess the smart play would be to back off. I don't want to get trapped in here. I want to be able to run away from the settlement if it looks like the thing's not going to go my way. Also, I forgot this settlement doesn't actually have doesn't have any defensive buildings and everything. That's a problem. Okay, I don't know what they have, but we have such a numbers advantage that this should go down pretty easily. And then we'll get all of our income back. Alright, here comes the retaliation, but we do get our elite infantry reinforcements. Why don't you guys get in here for the moment. Praise be to Sigmar. Alright, and he gets a big horse. This is your reward for your noble service. Alright, here's a question. Oh, I can't even recruit from the pool. Like, how much do I care about those units actually being tier 9? Maybe I just hire new ones. And we let Valmir fight in the jungle here for a while as a distraction. And we just hire new units for Marcus. Because honestly, I don't know if I want to go through all the trouble of having Valmir run all the way over here. Von Hall can just slip through. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if they actually come in at level 6. 6 is a little bit lower than I would like, because it means they're not. Join your war against the Pirates of Sartosa. No, absolutely not. That's ridiculous. Level 6 is lower than I would like because it means they won't benefit from any of Valmir's or Marcus's high red tier skills. So if they do come in at 6, maybe we'll just battle a little bit with them or something and try to get them up to 7. Hey, that's pretty non-ideal. I don't know, we'll see what happens, but I definitely don't want to go into the battle with a bunch of level 6 swordsmen. Alright, Sulfuritz is also defeated. Well, they're taking this invasion of the North thing pretty seriously on one side. Never mind. They didn't even bother to conquer or burn down the town. Yeah, my suspicion is if we were playing this campaign out for like a long time, if we were trying to actually stabilize, we probably would not be able to hold this part. We'd probably end up down here at the choke point.
Strike first, strike fast.
I mean, maybe we should fight this manually, but I don't really want to. It's not super relevant to what we're doing. I'm just gonna auto-resolve. Okay, that's whatever. We have this other army, like there's an actual game going on. Just pretend we bothered to do that. Honestly, I don't know that we would have won that fight, fighting it manually or anything, but it probably would have gone better than what we saw there. And Kusterman was killed. Killed horribly in battle by Ratman. Well, now we have a thing to avenge. Although I think we're in the final battle, we're not fighting rats, we're fighting lizards, so it's not... It's kind of misdirected vengeance. Okay, recruiting surplus I don't care about. Leadership up for everybody. Alright, enough notifications. Clear all.
Marcus, Wolfhard.
There should be a clear all button.
Onwards, man. Seek, destroy.
Okay, wow, they really did not bother to build much of a garrison here.
Kill to protect.
Okay, and sure enough, they had not bothered to build the obsidian quarry. So we have 2 turns of sitting before we have access to our carved obsidian. Von Hall needs to get all the way over to here. I'm going to let him figure the route out himself. And that's it, really. That's all that matters. Wow, look at how much money we have coming in without
Unflinching.
without having to pay for Valmir's army.
This one is rotten.
So, it does look like... Wait. Oh, those are the Karaberg greatswords. Those aren't even the right guys. Yeah, but it does look like the units are just coming in at tier 6. That is a shame. Well, we should probably fire these guys that we're definitely not going to use.
My arrow flies true.
Oh, that's right. We do have a special steam tank available. Am I going to bring a second steam tank? I need to have some melee. But, like, it's a blue steam tank. Look at it. Look how special it is. And we worked so hard to get it. Yeah, I want it. Should we not have the other one, then? Should we maybe dismiss one of the 2 steam tanks? No, that's treason. Who's out here talking treason? So let's see. If we do this and then bring in Von Hall, that's our 20. That doesn't feel right. I certainly don't want to dismiss any of my hunters. And I want to have all the heroes. Maybe we get rid of the other steam tank. Maybe this is too few men. Well, you know what? Let's recruit these guys because we're definitely doing this. And then I can consider in the break between episodes. But we'll push on for right now. We're not done just yet here. And yeah, like very little else matters. I guess we should probably have you run back to Sildrator. But also that still doesn't really matter. There's no way we're going to drop below the amount of money we need to sustain the one army. Not fast enough for it to matter anyway. Hopefully they'll just, we have 2 heroes in that army who both give experience passively. Maybe all of our new guys will just level up to 7 naturally. Maybe we'll go fight a couple of settlement battles or something. Because we should get them up. We need. I would very much like them to be at least benefiting from the large buffs in the red line. Okay, we're being raided at sulfurettes, which is a problem that we probably will never try to resolve. That's weird. So now they own the Fallen Gates. They burned it to the ground and then rebuilt it rather than just occupying it, which means that they first of all had to start the settlement over completely from scratch, and secondly they had to do that thing where they use a bunch of their people as the settlers, so their army got all weak. It's just a really strange choice. You know, the AI is not super into like long-term strategic thinking. Boy, they really... All of the enemies collapsed in on us at the same time, huh? Jesus. Have we seen 9 new enemy armies over the past couple of turns? This is what we killed. It might be 8. There's 4 Skaven armies and 4 Dark Elf armies. We killed 2 Dark Elves and we still have 2 running around. That's pretty wild. Apparently we were balanced on the knife edge of failure. I don't know how we would have held out if we were still in a place where we were trying to maintain our land and everything. And then we had the Children of the Old Ones on top of that because we capped out the bar. Yep, lots of stuff is happening. The mosquito swamps are going to rebel. I mean, whatever. We don't need to keep it. We just needed to take it over. Alright, lots and lots of stuff is happening everywhere. I mean, we can go meet Van Hal. We can fight people on the way. I'm assuming that that is also a Skaven miner settlement there. Training for you guys. The rest of the movement speed. I wish our units leveled up as fast as our characters do. And we may as well complete our province, right? Oh no, it's Skaven! Well, they got 1 kill each. Honestly, the siege tank will probably level up pretty quickly. It will get actual kills. He's very close to not having any more useful skill points to gain either. And Van Hal already has his orders. You should just get into Sildrator. And then, I don't know, Festag, something. Just dismiss all of these. Okay. Van Hal has his orders. He knows what he's doing. Oh, I did not leave us room for the gyrocopters. We're going to probably kick something out of the army for the gyrocopters too, huh? Man, yeah, we might just end up losing that other steam tank. It feels like we're a little thin on the ground as far as melee units to keep people out of the Huntsman go. And that's a thing that's going to happen when you have an army that has 6 characters in it, as ours is about to. But maybe we just keep it like that, and we trust that the friendly reinforcements that Van Hal calls into battle will be sufficient to keep us safe? Oh, this thing again. Always with the screaming. We may be able to just auto-resolve ourselves through another Dark Elf stack there, honestly. Oh no, not Kants van Volkvan! And again, not just taking over the settlement, despite the fact that I'm sure they want to live in that settlement. So I think we're probably like 2 turns away from Van Hal being in that army, and thus us being basically ready to go. We'll get the obsidian the turn before, and we'll get to see what Yorick's other quest objective was. Jesus, they are everywhere, huh? Well, we better not screw up this quest battle, because we're gonna find it tricky to rebuild afterward if we do.
I assume you made the treacherous void.
High Elves would like a military alliance. Of course they would. And we should probably do one last pass on our followers and equipment and make sure that all of our good stuff is concentrated in this one army. The quest battles like this, you can never use a second army. It's always just the one army that went to the event. In case you were wondering why I was being so cavalier. Okay, after he secured the area containing the Obsonite, Yorick immediately got to work. Within a short time of arriving, he had already gathered all he needed, set up his makeshift workshop, and completed the assembly of the new gyrocopter. The flying machine is just as Yorick described, and truly a masterpiece of engineering. The brilliant master engineer has delivered once again, proving his value. Man, what a good buff. I'm very excited about the big boom ability as well. So was that his last step? No, the last thing is reach rank 15. Okay, he's way past rank 15. So that'll auto-pop at the beginning of the turn.
Onwards.
So yeah, the only thing that we might want to do is... Oh, never mind. They all managed to make it to rank 7 over the turn. Thanks to the passive XP gain from our heroes and stuff. Okay, cool. So we're like 100% ready for this. Oh, except that I don't have the gyrocopter in my army. Okay, we have a tough decision to make here, as far as what we do with the army composition. You can tap out Spirit Leech, I guess, and then out of curiosity, can we just auto resolve out of this battle? Oh yeah. Get out of here with your Dark Elf nonsense. After giving Yorick extended time to design, assemble, and perfect his myriad ideas, he has returned, offering the expedition some new, highly advanced equipment. Some armor that constantly gives minus 10 melee attack to all enemies nearby, as long as he's got at least 50% HP. The Shard of the Monolith, which causes him to cause fear. That's not so great, because you can see it frightens nearby enemy units. He's probably not going to be that close to most of the enemies most of the time. Or the Band of Loyalty, plus 10% physical resistance for all allies within 40 yards. I mean, we could have him in a place where this will be useful, but gun units so often have... I guess this is the same thing. It's all stuff where we have to be near the enemies for it to be good. Or we have to be near the actual combat for it to be good. With gun units, I so often find I have to move them around into awkward positions. I'm not sure whether I think this is good or not. Well, I think I'm inclined to take the Band of Loyalty. Partially because it gives move speed, so it'll be easier for us to get him into the position he needs to be in to use it. And that's it, right? We've capped out all of our excellent hunters, and we're just about to have the band completely back together. You can get a point of Iron Disciplinarian. And look at that, he's very nearly got Lightning Strike. So Van Hal has made his move for the turn. We just need to stay on our side of the territory line in order to be able to recruit. But I probably don't want to go out there and take attrition damage. How far could you get next turn? You'd be able to make it over. Okay. So if we have Marcus end his turn in this area, we're basically ready to go. We might want to... I'm assuming that the gyrocopter is going to come in at level 6. Well, you know what? It doesn't matter as much with the gyrocopter, because I don't have any red skills that buff level 7 gyrocopters. So we don't have to worry about that XP level. I think we are as set up as we are getting. Next turn, we're going to be able to run Van Hal down into this army and then engage in the quest battle via teleportation here. So yeah, this is where we're going to call it for today. I'm going to think really hard in the time until the next episode about what exactly I want to do with the composition of this army. I do want to use the fancy steam tank, and I do want to use the gyrocopter, so we'll figure out exactly how many melee I feel comfortable going down to. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you have enjoyed this campaign anywhere near as much as I have. And come back next time. Generally, I don't put stuff out on weekends, so Monday would be the next time, but I'll see about getting it out earlier. I do have a busy weekend coming up. We'll see what happens. But come back next time for the Battle of Itza, and we'll see you then.